Hello, my loves. It is June 3rd, 2021, about 10:45. This is my nightly bedtime summary of my day. I'm going to keep it tight tonight because I stayed up too late last night. I think I turned it on around like my podcast around 1 a.m. last night or something. And then I woke up at like 7, and I'm like, that's only like 6 hours, not even counting the time it took me to fall asleep. And I'm like, I'm too tired. But then I was like, oh, I want to talk to some people I'm working with in India. So I was texting them, and then I was basically just on my phone for a while. Yeah, I'm working on a business project, and I've got people in India working on it, and I was like starting to think, is this a scam? Because it wasn't ready yet, and so I was freaking out. So I had talked to them on the phone a couple times, so this took all morning. And then it was around noon, like around 10, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go back to sleep. But then there was like a speed dating event on my phone, and I'm like, okay, this is at 9:30. I'm like, okay, I could set my alarm for 10:13 to join the speed dating. And then I guess I did, but then I wound up staying up anyways. And then finally at like 1 o'clock, I was like, I'm just so tired. I need to sleep for a bit. And I slept until 2:30, which was kind of nice. I'm glad I fell asleep. But then I'm like, this is not productive. I'm supposed to be doing my audiobook today. And then I was like, maybe I'll go to sleep. But then I got a message from, oh no, I had already slept. And then I'm like, I guess I should go for a run. But then I got a message from the speed dating site saying, hey, we've got a new co-host this week, that we're going to try out today, but we think she might bail. And then she did, and so he texted, and he said, would you be around at 4 o'clock to test the system? Because we test it before we go live to do a speed dating event every time. And I was like, yeah, I'll be around. I'll stay near my computer. And then he's like, yeah, she bailed, so let's do this. So it's cool, because Wednesdays is the Atlanta event, which I hosted last night, and then Thursdays is the big Toronto event with like hundreds of people. And so this is like the rock star event, and I was like the co-host with Mercedes, actually, who I did that with last week. Was she my no, somebody was different. See, all the speed dating events are blurring together now. Anyways, so so finally at like 5 o'clock, I thought, okay, I haven't been out today, I'll go for a little jog. And then I saw my mom on the couch. She was on her phone. And I said, okay, I'm going to go for a jog. And she said, okay, we're eating in 20 minutes, but you can eat after. So I got back around 6:20, and they were just finishing dinner. And so there was some spaghetti and stuff on the counter. She's like, you can heat it up. And so I did that and ate with them. And then I ran down and I did the speed dating, and it was fun. You guys can check out the link on my Facebook page or in my Instagram bio and sign up so that you can come next week at 7 p.m. on Wednesday and or Thursday. And that was it. So I'm a little upset that I went to bed so late last night and pigged out last night and all of that, because my weight's going up, actually. It's like still up around 185. Like yesterday was down a pound, but now I'm up a pound. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I cannot be going to bed that late and then getting up late and tired and everything. I got to be consistent. So the new plan will be maybe live stream at 8, like unless I'm hosting a speed dating or something, and then do that till 8:30, and then sort of wind down and turn on a podcast and take melatonin at 9 p.m. I got to be rigid about this, and that way I can succeed, which I say every day, but that's the new plan. And then, so what else am I annoyed about? Oh yeah, so I haven't looked at my stocks or any stock. I don't own any stocks right now. I sort of pulled out of the stocks, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do some other stuff with them for now. But I remember recently I was thinking maybe I should buy that AMC stock, because that's one of the things that it's like the movie what do you call it, movie theater chain. It's one of the stocks that in the Reddit boards they were pumping up artificially, kind of thing, but it was around $9, and I'm like, you know what, I think movies are going to come back. People are just going to start going to movies again. And I'm like, I should buy that. And I just randomly glanced. Oh no, I guess Philip DeFranco was talking about it today, I think. Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's at $70. I'm like, $70? No. So like, if I'd put in $9,000 or something into it a month ago, it'd be worth like $70,000 now. Or theoretically, like let's say I had $100,000 floating around. I'm like, you know what? And I've done crazier gambles. I put in 100,000 into like a 20-cent stock and stuff. So, if I'd put $100,000 at, let's say, $10, and then it's up 7 times, so that 100,000 would now be worth $700,000, for example. That's annoying. So yeah, I should start a Facebook group where I can give you guys stock tips or whatever. So that's frustrating, and that's about it. But so that's the bad news. The good news is I finally got the web developers in India to. Well, here's what I did because I couldn't tell. Sometimes with people you're working with, you can't tell if it's a scam or not. So I contacted them. Or no, so what I did, and I'm like, they're not going to tell me if it's a scam. And then I was looking at their website again, and I'm like, all their testimonials are, they're not real. Like they're not real people. I can't find these people on Google. So I made another email address and I emailed them pretending to be a new customer. I'm like, hey, I'd love to talk to your testimonial people. And they're like, oh, well, no. And then, but they did dig up a couple of people who have worked with them before and gave me their numbers. And I texted one, and then he called me, and he's in England, and he says, yeah, I'm working with them on some projects, and they tend to disappear, and you're like, oh my God, have I been scammed? I've been scammed. But then they'll come out of nowhere after like a month or two and be like, here's your whole website or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that gives me hope. So it turns out they are legit. So that's good. That's now I'm back. Because, for a while there, I'm like, okay, this is my big project. This is going to be good. But then you start thinking, oh, it's not going to work. It's going to be a failure. Now I got to rethink my life, and I got to rethink, now do I start from scratch with someone else or whatever? But now I'm back planning that. So that's good. So that's the good thing. Bad things, I should have bought AMC stock. But we're still on track. When my little business plans get going, then I can invest in stocks, and I can tell you what stocks to buy, and we'll all get rich. And then that's about it for today. I went for my jog for an hour. I found a beer can for 10 cents, so that's good because you can recycle beer cans for 10 cents. And I found a mask on the ground, like a cloth mask. Sometimes I pick up the cloth masks and then I bring them back and I wash them. And so I've got a huge collection of masks because it's like people are wondering why I was selling lots of umbrellas a couple of years ago when I was selling my condo. It's because I pick up random umbrellas I find on the ground because I'm like, oh, it's always useful to have umbrellas. So now I've got a big collection of masks. But I guess sometimes I drop them, so you need a replacement. But also my mom says, yeah, when you're done, if you don't need your masks, there's a place that takes them for donations. But are we still going to need masks soon? Are we going to need them all? Because everybody's getting vaccinated. But there's variants and all that, so I don't know. And I listened to the Ben Shapiro podcast today, and that instead of like the social media tip ones, and because I felt like just some brain candy, but it's so frustrating hearing what the government in the U.S. is doing and all the lies and everything. Ugh. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. So it's 11 o'clock. Oh, and by the way, my sister said she's going to come over tomorrow morning, and I'm always like sleeping in and missing her entirely. So this way, if I go to bed now, maybe I can get up at 7 or something and even go for a jog and then do some of my voice acting before she gets here even. And then, yeah, that should be good. And then tomorrow's Friday. That's exciting. Anybody doing anything for the weekend? All right, let me look at who we got here. We got Trinte Uno Marso. There's a good name. Hi, good morning, they say. And then we've got Aqua Ruiz Zednamarangelia. That's a pretty cool name. I wish my name was Aqua. There was a girl who was... there was somebody with a really cool name in the speed dating tonight. I said, wow, what a cool name. What was it? I can't remember, but it made me think of, like, I was talking to Mercedes, the woman who was hosting with me, and I was like, see, I want a cool name like that. Because I want a kid. Oh, yeah, there was a girl named Rhythm, and I'm like, that's so cool. And then, yeah, Mercedes is like, yeah, I was thinking of naming my kid Lyric, and then I imagine Lyric and Rhythm together and stuff. And I said, yeah, I'm always trying to think of, like, a cool last name for myself, for my stage name or something, and that way I can, if when I have kids, they'll have, like, it'll be fun to name them based on my last name. Like, say my last name is, I don't know, I call myself Pie, and then my daughter could be Raspberry Pie, and my son could be Apple Pie, like that kind of thing. That would be fun. At this point, maybe I should concentrate on meeting a woman to have kids with. Anyways, I should have had kids 20 years ago. Anyways, you can't live in the past. Okay, it's Jubilant June. We're being positive. I even saw Tom Green tweet today that he was going to try to only say positive things all week and stuff. So maybe he's going through some, well, probably just the same mental stuff I'm going through. Okay, Kina C is watching. Welcome. Vanessa Poaps is watching. Welcome. I went on the long walk with her. I've still got to post my videos from that walk a couple of days ago. I'm behind on that. So I'll try to get up early and do that. There's so much. I need to just, it's hard to keep up with everything. Mako Gonzalez Herrera is watching. Welcome. Or Mako. Mako. Good evening, sir, says Vanessa. Good evening. Terrell Johnson says hi from Chicago. Oh, that's fun. We got some Ottawa people here. We got Philippines people in Chicago. That's a rare treat. Hope things are going well. I've been seeing news about the Chicago mayor. She won't talk to, I guess, what is her thing? She decided, I forget, to celebrate her year or two in office or something. She's decided to only give one-on-one interviews with reporters of color. So she won't talk to white people. So that's, and then somebody's suing her for that. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. And then, oh yes, they've also, what does Vanessa say? I've been checking for them too. Oh yeah, I haven't posted them yet, sorry. They've also changed their rules. So in Chicago, I don't know, a month or two ago or whatever, there was a 13-year-old boy who was in a gang, and he had a gun, and he was shooting at random cars, and then the cops came, and he ran away from them, and then he was in an alley, and then I guess he was throwing his gun behind a dumpster or something, but they couldn't, in that split second before he threw it, they didn't know what was going on, and they shot him. So they've changed the rules now that they can't, you're not allowed to chase after criminals now because, the criminal might get hurt. So no more foot chases. And the thing is, like, if you chase someone and the victim gets hurt or somebody gets hurt, then you're liable. But if you don't chase them, then you're never liable. So that means, of course, well, you're never going to chase a criminal. So if you're in Chicago now, I guess you can do whatever you want and then just run away. And they're not allowed to chase you. So let me know how that works out in Chicago. And yes, Vanessa's curious how the pics and videos turned out. Well, they are fabulous because I'm a fabulous cinematographer. Yeah, we saw a couple of geese and little goslings, and we saw that cool painting, the indigenous paintings under the bridge. What else did we film? I filmed the sunsets. Oh yeah, I filmed remember I filmed that vlog. It was like a 5-minute thing, 4 minutes of me walking. So there's so much footage from yesterday. I better post that because I think on that day, the only video I've posted so far is from the morning with the boat that cleans the canal, the garbage out of the canal. And people are liking it on Facebook. People are saying, oh my God, I've lived in Ottawa for decades and I never knew how they cleaned the canal. Thank you for posting that. So a lot of stuff that seems obvious, it's like, and I think, why would anybody care about my video of a duck or the big fish? I'm like, I'll always see the fish another time. I'll film it another time. But no, people like it when I sort of film things that I find interesting and then give my little commentary. So I'm glad I do that. I'm glad people appreciate it. That's just from the neighborhood group. Anyways, Pedrera Dina is watching. Welcome. And yeah, so that's about it. I just want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. I'd love to stay up and chat, but I should go to bed so that I can get up and start the new system. So it's 11 p.m. tonight, and then tomorrow night, I guess let's just set a time. Let's be strict about schedules so that I can say, hey, let's, every day. So 8 p.m., do you think? Should I go live? Is 8 p.m. too late? Should I go? Yeah, I'll go to bed. Is 8:30 should be the schedule? Like, see, it depends. If I'm going to lie in bed, I can say, okay, I'm in bed at 8:30. Hello, everyone. I'm going live for half an hour, but that's ridiculous. Or I could sit at the desk and go live, and I could, it might be easier to go live from my computer. I don't know, we'll think about it, but it's going to be somewhere between 8 and 9. All right. Terrell Johnson says, sweet dreams. Thank you, TJ. Vanessa says, melatonin, roller bottle, chop chop. Okay, here. Let me, I was even thinking, when I was in the bathroom earlier brushing my teeth, I was like, maybe I should do 2 melatonins. The problem is, like, normally you could get melatonin in 1 milligram, 2 milligram, 5 milligram. And then usually I buy the 5 milligram. And then if I'm really not able to sleep, I'll take 2 or something. But these things come in 10 milligrams and then plus the magnesium. So if I take 2 of that, that's 20. And that's the kind of thing that amount gives me like really crazy nightmares, intense kind of stuff. So here, all right. Pop in the chocolate flavor melatonin. So delicious. Sugar free. Delicious. No, so it's right here in case I have to, get up and take more of them. And then, okay, yeah, where's my roller? Okay, this is I just realized I forgot to put water into my CPAP machine, so I'll have to do that. But here's my roller with the aromatherapy that Vanessa gave me. I guess I'll put it under my ears. Is that like, it's like going on a date or something? I guess I can roll it on my head. I don't know. I'm gonna whatever. I can do whatever I want. Oh, wild man, rolling my aromatherapy essential oils to help me sleep. All right, there we go. I'll just I'll fill up my little CPAP machine here with water, and then I'll be asleep. So let's check in the morning. Oh yeah, didn't I say this morning I was going to do like a morning check-in? So maybe I should do that so it'll be consistent. So maybe like 9 a.m. we'll do the morning check-in or something, and 8 p.m. we'll do the good night. You, sir, are a nut bar. I am. Oh, I love nut bars. I should go buy like a peanut butter chocolate protein bar or something. Anyways, good night.